Hello, denizens of the universe. My name is the Romance Scrooge. I exist, as do my co-hosts. Joining me today are...
The Artistic Alpaca.
Yes, Nohbody.
And our
And
special
me.
guest...
And me, the Cartoon Critic, reviewing cartoons to you. That's my catchphrase, by the way.
Catchphrase.
Always wanted a catchphrase. Don't judge me.
No, I'm just on Overwatch. One of the voice lines I have for Reinhardt is catchphrase.
Oh.
So like every time a character will say something clever, I'll just have him go catchphrase.
Why did I know that you'd be a Reinhardt main? Main.
I'm more of a Junkrat main, but if I have to choose a tank, I'll go with Reinhardt.
Oh,
Reinhardt or Risa.
You people don't think my catchphrase is too like the Nostalgic Critic, do you? Because my friend said it was.
Everything has been done every single time and more than once, so they need to chill.
I'll say this much. It seems like every other person that becomes any kind of reviewer, if they glean some kind of inspiration from the Nostalgia Critic, it shows through somewhere. Hell, my character's original incarnation was pretty much Doug Walker. Pretty much Nostalgia Critic get up. The only difference was a trilby hat or a fedora. That's it. Biggest difference right there.
Yeah,
Don't
your
forget
Michael
the Star
Jackson
Doo-Doo.
look. Your Michael Jackson look. We all know that.
Yep, I also ripped off of Michael Jackson's trademark look in what music video was that?
I have no idea. But it just shows you're a smooth. But Scrooge, it just shows you're a smooth criminal.
Oh yeah! You've been touched by a smooth criminal. Speaking of music, bad transition. SR has an interesting observation about the Loud House episode L for Love, particularly the character Luna Loud.
Well, I mean, when it comes to that episode, is there any other character that anyone else talks about?
True. Very true.
Okay.
All I know about her is that she's a punk.
She's a punk. And blasted punk kids.
Get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn. My Soldier 76 lawn. Ow. Okay. Anyways, this will just, because of the pre-show, this will just feel like I'm repeating myself. Okay, so basically, whilst at work and listening to the same songs over and over again, owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes played, and it reminded me of the L for Love episode and Luna's line, and then I started, correlating the things, and I started to realize that her line is very depressing when you take into consideration that her line of "Face it, Luna, you're the owner of a lonely heart" can not only be like a reference to her herself, but also to young LGBT members. Because whilst, even though admitting your crush to someone is, devastating and hard to do, but doing it as a young LGBT member seems like it would be a lot harder, even in today's society. And considering the fact that the next line in the song is much better than an owner of a broken heart. Yes, it's kind of, for some people, it's a lot better to pine for someone and fantasize about all of the romantic stuff to do with that person than to admit your feelings, get rejected, and go through the pain of said broken heart. It's just. It was a very clever reference on the writer's part, because all the other references they did in the show were pretty much puns and stuff, like the Highway to Hell reference, which I very much appreciate considering how clever that was. But yeah, That's all I have to say about that, really. Echo!
Echo! My name is Ed! Trying to lighten
My
it up a little
name
bit
is
since that was
Echo.
way too close to home.
I love it. And no, Will, I would not get back to chat. I'm above you now. I'm a god.
Don't you go there. You. It's tough to be a god, but if you get the people's nod. You know
Count your blessings, make it sweet. That's my advice. It's great advice. Be an object of affection. Be a song. Be a song.
Going further off of that particular observation about Luna Loud, didn't really pick up on that, but it fits pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, and then when you also look at the episode again, like, out of all the, like, look at them whenever all the girls are talking about, like, they're like all the siblings are together and they're talking about, oh, who could this love letter be, and oh, we're gonna do something to show our affection for the person that we have a crush on. Luna Loud is pretty much the only one that's like looks very melancholy and kind of sad. And whilst, yeah, we know now why, but think about like when you first were watching it, you didn't know about Luna's, like, who Luna's crush was. Considering Luna as a character, you'd think that she would be a lot more like gung-ho about, love and all that. So in a way, she knows the issues and the problems that come with with her being in love with another girl, even in today's society. And just multiple rewatches of the episode just catch a lot of things you don't want.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to rewatch the episode with the twist at the end in mind. Look at it from that particular kind of angle or lens.
I have to watch the episode.
And considering the fact that writers said that all the family members knew that Sam was a girl.
Wait, they knew?
Yeah. Well, the writer said.
I wonder how they knew. The family members, anyway, like in universe.
Well, considering the fact that Lori, Lenny, Luna, and Luann all attend the same school at the moment, it kind of seems a bit like they would know, absolutely. So
there's 10 sisters, or 11 siblings altogether. They all get along pretty damn well, all things considered. Confide in each other about a lot of things. And there is they go to the same school together, and they all seem to have this weird interest in keeping tabs on, oh, who does my sister have a crush on now? I'm going to play matchmaker. Remember what they did to poor Lincoln. Of course we're going to see how Luna reacts to this interesting punk rocker gal, Sam. They're going to notice. They're going to know how she behaves around other crushes, or even pick up on things. Either because of the sixth sense, or, yeah, because they know her so well. There's so many conclusions that you can come to. Yeah, they're going to figure it out. And of course, and the parents seem pretty open-minded and encouraging of all their kids. The siblings would probably approach Luna first and be all excited and stuff, and then Luna would probably be sitting there trying to mull over things. And I can see her parents being very encouraging and accepting, saying, we accept you as you are. Though all things considered, even though Luna does have a very big and encouraging family, I can still see her being a bit reluctant or feeling some kind of outside pressure because, as SR mentioned, despite things being more progressive in today's society, there is still a lot of work that has to be done. There's still a lot of
pushback.
Yeah, for lack of a better way to describe it. It's painful to discuss this topic because God,
And
but it's true.
And considering like a family friend is the McBride family, it'd be very reasonable that the Loud family would be very accepting.
Actually, it might be kind of interesting to see Luna confide in the McBride parents, or this being brought to the surface a bit more, or even some kind of dialogue or discussion brought forward. I don't think they're going to go that far. There's still a lot that you could do with the subtle messages, or just having Luna interacting with the McBrides and get the message across just as well. I think that's what direction the show would go if they're going to continue exploring this particular idea, or this particular part of Luna's character, her being more open about expressing this part of herself.
Well, Sam is coming back for season 3.
I did not know this show was on its 2nd season. Men have catching up to do.
But it's fun catching up. Although one of the best and worst things about the whole like Luna being bi thing is all the comics of Luann making bi jokes to Luna.
Of course you
would.
I
thought she was just straight up gay.
No, because Luna also showed attraction towards Lincoln's math tutor.
Oh, okay.
I swear, the sisters meddling in each other's love lives and squealing over. I'm thinking about that episode when they first discovered Ronnie Ann, just how they were meddling there. Just their reactions thinking about it is cracking me up.
Just imagine whenever, actually, now that I think about it, it'd be hilarious to see the early days of Lori and Bobby. Because like none of the sisters like really mess with Lori or anything, and she's the oldest, and considering that she's like a drill sergeant, I could see like one of them trying, and then she's just like instantly shuts him down.
Like nope. Why are you like this? Goodbye.
Nope, you don't get to pull this on me. I'm pulling the seniority rank. It's do as I say, not as I do. I get to pull this on you, and you're going to face hell. But if you go anywhere near me or the person I like, you are dead. You are dead. Slams the door in their face.
It's the older sibling syndrome, and I love it. As an older sibling myself.
Yeah.
I have 2 older brothers. They're annoying.
I have a younger sibling, but we're only 3 years apart, so as far as I'm concerned, we're pretty much on the same maturity and intellectual level. We get along well enough. It was a rocky road getting there, as it is for most siblings, but...
See, I'm the weird one, because me and my younger brother, we never fought as kids, and we get along super well.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
No, you can ask any of our psychiatrists, babysitters, and everyone else. We never fought.
It's possible for siblings to develop that kind of dynamic and actually get along that well.
Yeah,
I know it's possible for siblings to get along really well, but you can't. I don't believe like you guys never had an argument.
No, we don't, because we're intelligent and knew to talk about it instead of screaming and yelling, because we always got screamed and yelled at growing up, and we didn't like it. So we learned to not do the things the adults did.
Me and my brothers just punch each other.
Nope, we didn't even do that. We had one fight when I was 5 and he was 3. He bit me, I bit him back, and that was it.
I was thinking of something more bloodthirsty, but never mind.
Nope.
Nah, that'd be me and my brother.
Alrighty, any other comments on Ms. Luna Loud or the Loud House in general?
I hope it comes back soon.
Same here.
Actually, I'm going to look it up real quick. Put my keyboard in my lap.
Alright, well, SR looks that up. Alpaca, take it away. It is time to start the rant about the sea ponies and My Little Pony Friendship is Magic's upcoming movie. Go ahead.
So angry. I am so angry, y'all. Oh my god, no, my southerner slipped out. Crap. That should tell you something. Okay, so I've been looking forward to the return of sea ponies in My Little Pony for ages. And then they also announced that, hey, hippogriffs are canon too. And I was like, yeah, sweet.
Oh, episodes start tomorrow.
And I was like, yeah, cool. Silver Quill's canon now. And I got the art book the other day. And I'm reading because they actually have tips on how to do character design and stuff in art books. And I get to the hippogriffs. I'm like, cool, they come from this place. They were driven from their home to the sea and turned into sea ponies. And the real name for sea ponies is hippocampus. And that's just when I lost it. Hippogriffs to hippocampus. I'm like, this is bullshit. Bye. So the sea ponies are their own species. They're not their own species. And I'm just so frustrated by this fact. Because for me, it makes no sense to go from a bird to a fish. Now, if it was like from a bird to a reptile, I could see it. But no, it's a bird to a fish. And the way they do it is with like these magical gems. And I have been screaming since I found out, because not only is it bad wordplay because of hippocampus to hippogriffs, it's just bad, cheap writing.
That's what they did in Wind Waker with the Zoras becoming the Rito.
Yup. Reason number 2.
It's like, wait, you went from fish people in an area entirely flooded to become bird people?
Yup. I was so upset by this because why? Why would you do that? Because I expected the anthropomorphic birds to actually be the hippogriffs and use magic. Because, that makes sense. They're bird people. And if they were trying to hide from the law being pirates, it would make sense that they use that magic to not look like hippogriffs. But no.
Hasbro, on my planet, that is called a dick move.
And I've been just screaming about it ever since because it's a bad plot device. It's a bad play on words. I see what you did there, but no, stop that.
It's magic, you don't have to explain it?
Actually, no, they actually have pretty good explanations for it. It's like, oh, it's magic gems. Blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, maybe I wouldn't be so mad if they actually based the hippogriffs on seabirds or something. No, they're just osprey and hawks. Not even like a puffin or like anything to do with the sea, like a pelican.
Well, a hippocampus is a real thing. Well,
it's a seahorse. Yeah, it's a legit seahorse. And I'm just over here screaming because why? And hippogriff is part horse, part bird. So why?
I don't know.
Why?
Because horses are cool. Fuck you. That's why.
It's just like, yeah, they're actual sea ponies now, because we have no better play on words.
They used all their wordplay on the cities.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
I'm just like, it's like what they do with the smooze or ooze or whatever the purple stuff from the original movie was.
Smooze.
Yeah, stuff. They made it like a green blob that was just kind of there like a jellyfish. Didn't have any real purpose. It was just there.
It was just there to be a reference.
Yeah, it was just there so Discord felt included.
And the plot device, yeah.
Like, oh, he's not actually mean. He's just really, really, really not intelligent.
Well,
Discord's buddy.
Well, the original Smooth wasn't smart. It was just like
I'm low key gonna scream if the changelings all of a sudden become flutter ponies as their new name.
They already have flutter ponies.
Flutter ponies.
Oh, speaking of friendship is magic, you just reminded me of something that I can't believe I let this go. 3 years ago, my boyfriend got me started on watching Star Trek, and he told me that he had a theory about what happened between Star Trek's Q and Discord. He has some kind of crazy fan conspiracy theory, which is saying a lot considering he doesn't really like this kind of stuff. I need to figure out what that is, what his conspiracy, what his ridiculous fan theory connecting Discord from My Little Pony to Q from Star Trek is. I am determined to find this out. Hopefully I'll have it next week.
But yeah, I got really upset. Like, I got way too invested in that statement, and it still bothers me. And like, oh yeah, they're good designs and everything. Like, they did a good job, but you know what? I'm just makes my little noises and goes off in the corner to cry.
They did have Discord dressed up as Q in one of the comics.
Yes, they did.
Yes, I need this. I need this. I need this.
I have the issue. It's one of the CMC ones. And I just love the fact Discord's just like, this seems oddly right. Because like, I can't remember which one of the 3 CMCs was Picard. Let's see.
I need to find this comic, and I'm going to show it to my boyfriend and make him tell me what this weird theory is. I need to know. It's been 3 years.
I need something to cheer me up after that letdown, because I was so excited about sea ponies, and now I'm just like...
Oh, okay. I was thinking, okay, that's what they are. I was thinking there already were flutter ponies, but those are breezies.
Yeah, they have breezies. Flutter ponies are just a little bit smaller than normal ponies, and they have fairy wings. Breezies are actually from Generation 3.
Huh.
I like ponies, okay?
Well, at least sea ponies are a thing in some capacity.
No, they're not sea ponies, they're hippogriffs. There are no sea ponies in My Little Pony, technically. There's another name for hippogriffs. Silver Cruel should be proud, though, because he is now canon. So, yay for him.
I thought hippocampus was like a horse is made out of water. That's what I thought it was.
Nope. The hippocampus is part fish, part horse. It is a seahorse.
Oh, here we go. Here's the image Scrooge. I'll link it.
I mostly thought of that because of God of War. I'm not sure if you guys ever played that game.
Oh my God, Adam! I'm going to make you come in here.
What?
Wait, what?
My boyfriend's in the chat. Not anymore, just a fun idea. I am going to turn this into a convoluted fan theory. You heard me say it here.
Oh, cool. Is he Tex Zero or something?
Yep.
Is that his name?
Yep, okay. That's him.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Also, I'm going to take a look at that link now. SR.
I'm trying to figure out what episode or which issue it is.
Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and come up with something about Discord is Q, but I'm kidding about making this a big thing.
But it'll be just a theory. A My Little Pony theory. Thanks for watching.
I need to pre-order the Undertale Special Edition.
You heard that Undertale's coming on a... You heard Undertale's going on a PlayStation 2?
Well, yeah, PS4, PSP, and PC. They have a special edition with the locket and stuff and like a miniature art book, and I really want it. But I am unfortunately very
fact, I actually
broke.
Oh, there it is. Friends Forever #2. Okay.
Wait.
I actually didn't have Undertale on my phone. Like, there is a way you can actually play Undertale on your mobile device.
I don't want to play it on my mobile device. I want to play it on my computer where I don't have to worry about the flashing lights because I can dim my computer down so the contrast doesn't trigger a seizure. I really don't like seizures. They just bum me out.
SR, what did you send me? Like, this is some sort of weird Star Trek My Little Pony thing? What is this?
No, it's just in the chat. It's the panels of Discord dressed up as Q in the official comics.
That'll be funny if I watch Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Damn it, Adam. You know I'm going to start watching episodes of this by myself now.
Good. I'm such a dork though, because everyone's like, what's your favorite, version of the show? And when I say it, I usually get one of two reactions. Like,
what incarnation is it?
I like Deep Space Nine.
That's my favorite too. I don't say the big deal.
A lot of people think that's like the worst out of all the Star Trek series for some reason.
Screw them.
I know Deep Space Nine and Star Trek were connected.
I just know it from the one song from Rock Band 2, Conventional Lover.
And you think I'll watch Star Trek since I love space?
All about that space. About that space.
Just for the record, I didn't watch Star Trek for the longest time. It wasn't until late 2014 that I actually got started, and I am a bit biased since I started out watching Deep Space Nine.
That was like the very last series I watched of Star Trek. And I really liked it because, well, one, the first episode I ever saw, Cisco punched Q.
Hell yes!
And Odo just really tickles me to death because I relate to him so hard.
I freaking love Odo.
Swiggity swooty, I love space booty.
That is kind of relevant considering some of the ridiculous outfits gals wear on Star Trek, starting with the Star Trek uniform for women in the original being short skirt, knee-high, high heel boots, and then most of the jumpsuits are skin tight. You can tell that the women's are a bit more form-fitting than the men's in most cases.
Actually, if you watch some of the episodes, you'll notice that some of the males are actually in the female ones because, and I quote, they are more comfortable.
That is fantastic. I love it.
Someone did like an entire guide for like Star Trek uniforms. And the uniforms are all technically unisex. It's just up to your discretion on what you want to wear.
Oh, okay.
And I just thought that was like the coolest thing. Because I would totally be one of the persons to not wear what I'm supposed to wear.
I heard people like...
As long as it's comfortable, I don't care.
What space pajamas?
I accidentally do.
I heard people really like Commander Shepard. Well, I think that's your name. Dad took a nerve.
My boyfriend's ridiculous comment. I'd definitely go for something that hugged my ass nicely. Oh my god.
He's worse than Izzy. Jesus Christ.
Also, looking at the comment section for some context here, since I know this is probably going to be you, may pop back up and play back or whatever else. Will decided to perform an experiment and asked Enlightened Robot if he could time him out for a few seconds to see if he could reverse it. Will, as of today, your admin privileges are revoked. No more experiments. I know this was consensual though, and I'm just kidding.
I'm just fucking with you.
I would like to be God.
Someone asks, if you're God, you say yes.
Okay, so speaking about weird aliens, let's go back down to planet Earth for a little bit and talk about monsters. Who here has seen the red band trailer for Shape of Water?
I never heard of that.
It is Del Toro's new movie, and the reason I want to bring this up is actually not because of like the stuff that's in it, but the reason why he wrote it. It was specifically because he watched The Creatures of the Black Lagoon as a kid. And he was really upset that the fishman and the woman didn't get together, even though the fishman actually cared about her. So he went and wrote his own version inspired by that and Abe Sapien's origin story.
Oh.
Yup. And I am so hyped. And a lot of people actually think this is just kind of his way of getting around not being able to do an Abe Sapien story like he wanted, since Hellboy is getting rebooted. Yep, I'm not okay with that.
Del Toro's reason for writing this is pretty much the ultimate fanfic.
Yep, mm-hmm.
Last time I saw Hellboy was on Adult Swim. You guys remember the Adult Swim cartoon?
The 2 movies that were made, yeah. They have Hellboy 1, 2, and the 2 movies, Sword of Storms and Blood and Iron.
Was Hellboy a comic book first?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the 90s, well, okay. 80s and 90s.
Yep.
Okay. And was he in the DC universe?
No, he's Dark Horse.
Okay, because for some reason he's in one of the DC games for DLC.
Oh yeah, that was like a special thing that they decided to do together.
Yeah, it's called Injustice.
Yep.
Heard of the game?
Like a lot of the artists cross over between the studios, so sometimes they do crossovers for fun. Which I think I love
crossover.
Cool.
I love crossovers. They are fun.
Which I think is pretty nifty. But yeah, he's writing this out of fulfillment fantasy, and I'm just like, that's worse than James Cameron doing all the Avatar sequels, because that one lady said, "Oh, I don't think it's actually going to leave an impression on anything." 4 sequels he's making just to spite her.
I mean, she's not wrong. I remember barely anything about the Avatar movie.
Same here. All I remember is that I went to go see it because I was curious about how they use motion capture, and a lot of the visual effects were absolutely gorgeous. That's all I remember about it. That and
Dancing with Smurfs. That's all I got.
Which
Sigourney
Avatar
Weaver.
movie?
The blue people.
Okay, which Avatar movie are we talking about? Like The Last Airbender or the one with the Smurfs?
No.
Dancing with Smurfs.
Never associate Last Airbender with anything involving Avatar, unless you're saying this is a way to never adapt a show.
Oh, no.
I feel really bad for M. Night because he knew it was going to be bad because he didn't get to do his cut of the film that he wanted, which was, apparently, according to critics, closer to the franchise. But Nickelodeon decided that, oh, we don't want that because it's not cinematic enough. Which is what happened to the new Fantastic Four movie, too, by the way.
Horse stick?
Yeah, it just got nitpicked to death.
Is nitpicking bad, though?
It depends.
Kind of curious.
Nitpicking when it comes to how you want a film to be can be really devastating to the film. Because there's a difference between nitpicking between how a makeup outfit looks and how you want it to be edited. In the case of things like the Fantastic Four and Avatar: The Last Airbender film, is that the person who was overheading how to make all the decisions basically was like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. No, you can't do that, you can't do this, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this person for this person or this person for this person. And it can actually, in the end, ultimately destroy a film.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of what happened with Avatar, and it's kind of depressing. And he knows it's bad too. Like, he even picks on himself. Like, don't let me near any cartoon adaptions.
Poor
got a good sense of humor about it.
You gotta have a sense of humor.
And then it's like people are always saying, oh, if you're a fan of the franchise, your movie's going to be so much better. You should always hand it to people who are fans of like the franchise. And then they did with Ghost in the Shell, and I'm just like staring into the camera because I knew exactly what was going to happen. And it happened exactly like I thought it was going to happen. Everyone went nuts.
I'm not sure if that movie's out yet, though.
It is. It's on DVD. I have the Blu-ray. Because I've been waiting ages for this film.
I need to watch more anime.
I've been waiting ages for this film because for me it's really important because she was like the first person on TV that actually had, you know, disabilities and problems like I did with like the coordination and everything. I was so happy when I heard it was getting like an adaptation for us. And then
here's a question.
Yeah, I didn't.
Here's a question I have. They're only good if they're relatable.
No, it just for me it was that moment of wow, cool. She has the same issues I do. Yay.
Because I am very relatable. Because Amethyst from Steven Universe is very relatable to me, like in so many ways. Like
it really depends on the person, because if you look at it from a writing perspective, a character can be good for how they're structured. Like I may not like some of the like memes and stuff people do with Bill Cipher with like my entire deal, but I do appreciate him as a character because you never know his motive. You know he has one, and you know it's more than LOL, I get to have fun with these suckers, but you're never told what it is. And that makes it a good character because you're never told the answer and you're always like, come on, no, you can't stop. No, you can't defeat him like that. So it all depends on how you look at a character for them to be good or bad.
It's like Rick Sanchez is a terrible, disgusting, vile person, and yet so many people relate to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of good people relate to him too. And it's like, well, how do you relate to him? He's all these negative adjectives, and it's just like, I don't know, I just do. And so it's one of those weird things where,
like to me,
sometimes a character that you least expect to relate to will appear, and it's mostly due to the writing.
Like to me, you can relate to the character, but not 100% of that character because their lives are different from yours.
It's more or less the type of experiences you go through. Like, I'm trying to think of a really good example for myself. Give me a minute. Really good example. I guess I'll go with Major because that's going to be the easiest to explain off the top of my head since it's fresh in my mind. Is that in the anime Standalone Complex, not the movie, Standalone Complex, because that's what I grew up with. She was in a plane crash and her entire body was destroyed and she had to go off and get a cybernetic body with the help of the government. And she had a really hard time learning to control this body of hers because, you know, it's new and it's not the one she had because it had been completely dismantled and rebuilt. And when I was diagnosed around the same time with my health issues, I was going through a similar situation to where I couldn't do things I wanted to anymore or that people my age could do. Like with the seizures and the chronic pain and everything else. And my, you know, immune system being so defunct, if I stepped outside, I would catch the flu. So for me, that's how it was relatable without it being the same type of scenario. So they can have different lives. It's just that the situations you're going through can, you know, have similar consequences and stuff.
Like with me and Amethyst, like I'm going off like a personal level here, but we both feel like we're a mistake in some way. But I'm trying to like get more confidence. I like Amethyst, who does want to like be happy, because when it comes to humans, we love being miserable because being happy is too much effort. That's how I see things anyway.
Well, with my philosophy is I don't have to prove anything to anyone but myself, and I don't care what anyone else thinks but myself. And I want to be a better person today than I was yesterday, and to be a better person tomorrow. And so, I don't know, just I guess that's probably why I don't really relate to a lot of characters. It's because a lot of characters tend to want to like what people think about them.
A lot of characters tend to be self-conscious or have low self-esteem in some way, shape, form, or respect. That seems to be a common trend.
I've got the low self-esteem, but I've also got narcissism and a god complex to mellow me out.
Okay, Isaiah Orihara, we hear you.
Wait, what'd they say?
SR got it. That's all that matters.
Kind of.
Durarara.
You know,
Just go watch Durarara.
I think characters nowadays are. I think characters nowadays, like being written like this, like having low self-esteem or mental issues, because people are like that nowadays. Like that's why I heard like I can't speak. I'm trying to gather my thoughts right now, but people nowadays have low self-esteem, low confidence. That's pretty much how people are.
I'd say that's always been a thing. It's more of the matter in cartoons. There's a lot more emphasis on introspective thought on the part of characters, or more emphasis on character development, exploration, or character growth. All three of those different things in different respects, depending on what the show is, how much of the show is really based on that kind of thing. I'd say it's just more an extension of character writing or evolution in cartoons and media, rather than. Though I will say this much: if you look at some studies, it does seem like there's been a rise in depression and self-esteem issues and stuff. I think that may partly contribute to why you see so many characters like that in fiction, but I don't want to go broad strokes and say that there haven't been quite as many like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, well, Stephen himself is sort of having his own depressions. I don't really get why he is.
Well, it's just him coming to terms with the fallacy of rose quartz. Like the lie that he's been told is his whole life is unraveling.
If it turns out Rose in the Shadow of Pink Diamond, I'm going to freaking scream.
Rose is a pink diamond.
I say if it turns out Rose in Shadow of Pink Diamond, I'm going to freaking scream.
Just gonna wait and see what happens with Steven Universe.
So many people are turning away from it because it's showing that, oh, guess what? There is no black and white. There are areas of gray, and you're going to have to get over that, buddy.
That's why people are turning away from it?
Yep.
Wait.
Those are the best kind of stories.
Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I thought this was just going to be, something for us, but it's showing us in a bad light now, so why are you doing this? The Diamonds were never good guys. They have no reason to do what they were doing, and I'm over here like, they can only, repopulate.
Well, that's part. Well, Alpaca, that's part of the reason why, but the other reason I heard is because Rebecca Sugar refuses to tell her own story, and we have to wait for filler episodes. And I feel like Steve Universe was successful because of hype, and hype will always have a backlash.
Actually, no, that's not the reason why. Not her, but someone on her art staff did something was very ill-advised, even though it was a joke, about one of the character design names for Amethyst, and everyone just kind of... I want to say they need to relax a little bit, because I'm trying to remember, I think the term cholo was used, and a lot of people had a fit.
Oh,
cholo?
Yep, and a lot of people had a fit, like full-blown wowie sort of deal.
And I just wish Cartoon Network would go back to a regular schedule with Steven Universe instead of
Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, well, just instead of throwing every new episode within an entire week.
Yeah, just weekly like it was.
I mean, I can understand it for like big story things like Wanted or for the specials and stuff, but they do it every time now, and it's just really aggravating because we get these long ass hiatuses.
I think that's why they push shows on Boomerang now, because Teen Titans Go.
I don't like Teen Titans Go.
No one does.
We don't need to bring up the dead horse or the thing that doesn't need to be named. We'll
Yeah,
just leave it at this. It's the
can't be helped.
it's the it's the biggest issue with Cartoon Network scheduling things. A step in the right direction would be just rerun some of your newer shows. What's the point of even picking up, or I've seen some discussion of this, or what one of the more interesting takes I've seen on it, please take this with a grain of salt. Somebody mentioned that they think the new Cartoon Network president is trying to get more people to watch stuff on the app to explore how far they can get with the traction or traffic on the Cartoon Network app.
Well, if that's the case, I'm screwed.
How do you get people to check out things on the app or even let people know that something exists if you don't show it on your network? You need to give this decent traction on your network first. Like, rerun the show. Show that it exists. Give it a prominent time slot during the evening, especially during primetime hours or something. Like, pick one primetime spot out of the week, rerun episodes of the show. That'd be a fantastic start.
And not only that, but like if they really want more people to check out the app, then maybe something along the lines of, okay, we've got this, and this episode on TV, but if you want to watch the rest of the series, just go to our app. Like if you really want to catch up, or if you're really interested in this series, then watch it on TV, and then check it out on the app. And that's all they'd have to do.
Yeah, don't cut people off from access to a show by saying if you don't have the app, you can't watch the show. I'll bet there's a lot of shows or some of the ratings issues, they might be partly solved if Cartoon Network gave it more traction or airtime. Yeah, you'd see a lot more success with the freaking app if you actually showed the program on TV.
Though would be really stupid if you want people to watch more of the app. Like you said, like just put it on TV like a commercial. Watch the app.
Yeah, like right there solves like most of their issues. Commercials exist.
All they'd have to do at the end of every episode is like, if you like this show, be sure to check it out on the app.
Looking at the comment section here, sort of discussing or sort of relevant tangent to this discussion, I've had this kind of conversation about Steven Universe with my boyfriend a couple of times. He's in favor of the idea of Rebecca Sugar, or this is purely hypothetical, Rebecca Sugar being able to do her own series with having all the backing and funding she needs without having to answer to a network or fans.
Trying to think of an example.
I'm trying to think what to say. I mean, at least with Ruby, Rooster Teeth taking consideration to the fans what they want to see.
Kind of.
A little bit.
Actually, in regards to developing or working on a show, it's worthwhile to check out what fans might say or how they react to certain things in the show, but not to kowtow to their demands. There has to be some firm line drawn in the sand. This is what the creator and writing staff are going to do. The only time where fan reactions
fans don't like it, that's what AUs are for.
There is sometimes where acknowledging fan backlash and responses merits some discussion or brings up this wasn't a very good move, and going to bring up the controversial Mako Korra Asami debacle. That's one of the few times where it's worth looking at fan responses and reactions and shelving. Yeah, this wasn't a good idea. Not going to attempt this again. To their credit, that particular storyline got put out. It's shelved. It's done. Just saying, in some cases like that, it is worth looking at fan reactions. But some things like, I want these two characters to kiss. You need to pair these two characters together now. No.
Or, I like what My Little Pony did, going back to that. They had their 100th episode special, and they did nothing but fan favorite background ponies. And did a complete and total episode just based on those characters for their fans.
I didn't really like that episode that much.
I loved it, and it's the only episode that I have on my YouTube purchase, but that was because I was able to get it for free.
I just watched it on Kiss Cartoon.
Yeah, I do that too, but YouTube was offering it, and I think it was around I think it was a little bit before Kiss Cartoon was taken down, so I was like, oh, good, well, at least I have this. And now I've got Kiss Cartoon.
No, Kiss Cartoon is sort of fucking up now. For me, anyway. Now it's called Kim Cartoon.
Yeah.
Can we stop bringing up pirating sites on here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When it comes to the issue of piracy and such like that, I'm not going to be one of those people that gets up on the soapbox and says, "Don't do it! The Lord is going to smite you down if you do it." I'm not one of those people. But at the same time, I don't like the idea of telling people where you can look up and pirate episodes of stuff, what hubs have it, what's the most popular place to look it up. The issue of piracy, there's so many different ways to approach and discuss it, and so many different intricacies and nuances to it. That'd be an entirely different discussion in and of itself. I'm just going to say this right here. Don't want any more discussion or mention or reference to that particular site on this podcast if possible. Thank you.
What about Nova?
Yeah, I mean, I support the official release whenever possible. It's just there are some shows out there that you just can't find them officially anywhere.
I usually go to those sites to download the material I need for a review.
Again, in regards to this particular topic, I'm not saying, okay, since it was brought up, I'm just going to go ahead and give my particular piece on it. In regards to shows that you wouldn't be able to find on TV, these sites are definitely useful archives or repositories for it. And unfortunately, in some cases, if the show is region locked to where you have to pirate it to watch it, can't really blame the person. And when it comes down to it, you may not have the network that it's on, like somebody might not be able to afford a Disney XD subscription, and it may be a while before the episodes are available on Hulu or something like that. I can understand that if the person immediately follows up and buys a season on Amazon or something like that. There's always some kind of caveat or nuance or some part of this discussion. The general thing, or the general point I want to get across is here, I don't want to put out the piracy sites or the names of them on this podcast. That's it. I don't want to put out the names of the sites in specific. If people want to seek out these sites, they can do so on their own terms and on their own time. That's all I want to say.
So you're just saying you don't want to be, like, the cause of that?
Yes.
Or in the event that someone from those companies are listening, and they go, "Oh, that's where the problem is."
Adam, I'm gonna steal your girlfriend.
What?
I'm impressed. I'm sorry. My queer butt is very happy. I'm just like, I'm gonna steal your girlfriend.
Wait, what?
It's okay, you missed it. We don't have to retread that. As long as Adam heard it.
Oh my god! You're horrible!
Hey, you're laughing now. I did my job.
Now I'm freaking curious.
We'll touch on this again after the podcast, okay?
Good luck.
Oh my god.
There we go. Mood has been lightened. Let's move on. Are you okay?
bring up and discuss something that was proposed before the podcast next to Luna Loud and Sea Ponies. There's an episode of OKKO coming out on October 9th. They're gonna bring in Captain Motherfucking Planet.
Yeah.
They got the original voice actor and everything. I am excited.
Wait, they actually do have the original voice actor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. I haven't seen Captain Planet in years.
Captain Planet, he's a hero.
It's a very stupid
to zero. All right.
The article that was posted about Captain Planet. They had the first 10 episodes of Captain Planet available on the app. They did this alongside the OKKO episode as kind of a promotional move. So gotta give Cartoon Network some credit in that respect.
Have you guys ever watched, besides SRMA, have you guys ever watched Captain Planet?
Yeah.
I remember watching it when I was younger. It's pretty bad.
It's something. I know that recently, I think it's recently, Funny or Die actually did a parody of it, and I just like had to stop laughing because that's kind of how he started to come off a little bit in the original show. Everyone's going to be a tree now.
As a kid, I always wanted to see a crossover between Captain Planet and the Power Rangers. That would have been freaking stupid. And I would have loved it still.
The Power Rangers are great. I love the fact that the Yellow Rangers, dude, and they don't bother changing it. So I love Power Rangers. I love the fact that the Yellow Ranger is a dude in the Japanese version, and they never bother changing that.
And which season?
The original, Mighty Morphin.
Oh, yeah.
It tickles me to death. Excuse me.
I still watch that show. What was also ridiculous was the team up between the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles. That was actually a thing I thought was stupid as a kid, but I loved it.
It's fun. It's all good fun.
Yeah.
Brick. It's fun.
We're all dorks.
I latched onto that reference from Phineas and Ferb several years ago. I swear the only reason I did it was because it irritated one of my buddies so much that I'm one of those people.
Speaking of crossovers, did you guys know Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law is having a crossover?
What's that?
I'm not sure, but I heard it was confirmed by the creators.
Not too surprised there. Wouldn't make sense not to do it, considering Phineas and Ferb was one of Disney's smash hits. Why not capitalize on that one more time? See if they can squeeze the money cow's teeth just one more time.
Stop kicking this dead horse when it stops shooting out money.
A Hanna-Barbera.
I haven't saw much of Milo Murphy's Law, but I do enjoy it.
Oh my god, Robot, you're talking about possibly one of the greatest things ever. A Hanna-Barbera Turner Cinematic Universe. Just imagine it, Captain Planet teaming up with Captain Dude Team. I'll bet that exists, and I need to find it.
Just imagine a Captain Planet movie directed by Michael Bay.
No. Actually, I'm kind of curious about that.
Or the guy who did Hancock.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie.
I love that movie. I still enjoy that film.
A drunk Captain Planet.
Rick, dressed as Captain Planet, marching into Ted Turner's office, throwing all the power rings onto the table, saying, "Suck it, bitch!" Falling into the office chair.
I have to disappear for a little bit. I gotta go get my parents into bed. Be right back.
Okie dokie.
I better say this before I leave it too. Hold on.
Captain Planet movie, directed by Michael Bay, M. Night Shyamalan, and Zack Snyder. It'll be the ultimate creation.
Planet.
I think I did find a death metal cover on the Captain Planet theme.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yeah, there's a heavy metal cover of almost anything.
I found a Power Rangers one.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, it does work.
Binks.
I hear a cat.
And it's a fat cat here.
That cat wants attention or food.
He wants food.
I'm a dog person.
You must.
I'm a dog person.
Food. Cat needs food now. Everything must halt because the cat has not been fed. Or it has been fed, but it wants more.
More!
He demands more. Now. You will give it to him.
Eat the fat ass. Just eat the cat.
Nah, I'm attached to the computer. I ain't going nowhere.
Say that again.
Must feed the cat. You must feed him.
I'm more of a dog person.
I'm more of a dog person myself. I
had a dog until it died.
I'll go with either cats or dogs. It's just we got cats right now.
But I would like to own a fox. Foxes seem pretty fun.
Good luck with all the licenses and all the super duper hoops you'd have to jump through to get the fox.
And plus, they are expensive. Really expensive.
Yep.
Though I have seen some people own them. Some people have owned like giant gerbils, I think it was.
I believe those are capybaras.
Yes, those things. Those walking abominations.
In regards to one of the comments in the comments section, I had a dog named Doc. His original owners named him after Doc Brown, or
Doc Brown.
No, I don't think that was the character. No, they named him after Doc from MASH. No, that's wrong. They named him after some kind of character that got drunk all the time that was named Doc. I'm thinking of my other dog named Hawkeye. That one was named after a guy from MASH. Both dogs came with their names. I did not name them.
You named your dog up after a Marvel character?
No, the dogs came with their names. We adopted them from previous owners who could no longer care for them.
Oh, okay. I miss my dog. Oh well.
I know the feeling. My dog Doc died about a year or so ago now. He was this big.
Mine died like 2 years ago.
3 years.
It's still sad no matter how long or how much time has passed. Actually, I think it's been closer to 2 for me too, but yeah.
Someone poisoned our dog.
Oh man.
Old age.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna get
Horrible
off this
thing.
topic. Gonna get off this topic now.
Yay! We're all getting sad. No, I'm gonna need you to cry into this bottle. I love drinking tears.
It's not the right kind of tears.
Are you talking about like fan tears? Because I don't.
Yeah.
I thrive on the suffering of others. I'm evil like that.
I drink butthurt fan tears. Your weird ass headcanon about this character is wrong. Oh my god! this character has this sexual orientation, and if anyone disagrees with me, I'm gonna rip all my hair out and jump off a bridge and then slit my wrist. And
I'm not sure if you guys watched Josh Scorcher, but he has a joke where he just drinks brony tears.
Yeah, I like that running gag.
Me too.
Oh God, no, no! I thought this was dead. I thought this idea was dead, but it's not. No.
What happened?
No.
Are you talking about like the Captain Planet movie in the works?
I thought this was dead. When Cartoon Network was doing their live action, they're going through their weird, it's not just cartoons, it's live action 2 phase back in 2009, 2010. There were rumors and articles flying around about a live action Captain Planet movie back then. I was wondering what happened to that.
Oh, yeah. I also heard about like a Danny Phantom movie, a live action one. I don't know whatever happened to that.
My guess is that that's still a really wild-winded theory or fan speculation, or. But again, you never know.
Until an official trailer comes out, just assume that it's dead.
When people talk about
Captain
Nick,
Planet movie is legit. Somebody just sent me a link to one of the articles.
Yeah, I saw that. But when people talk about Nick, they either talk about how much they hate the new SpongeBob or Danny Phantom. Either two.
Yep, those are the popular subjects. Though for any cartoon reviewers out there or aspiring ones, you're not going to gain too much traction from bad-mouthing or trash-talking SpongeBob. I'm just going to say that right now. Those grounds have already been covered. That's pretty much what catapulted Pie Guy and Mr. Enter to where they are right now. You are going to have to do a lot of groundwork if you want to cover newer SpongeBob in a respect that hasn't already been done.
Though you will get traction for bad-mouthing Teen Titans Go.
Unfortunately, yes, that's still a hotbed topic, and just say, I hate the Teen Titans Go! I'm going to mention the thing that must not be named, and just do that. Yeah, that'll bring in a bunch of views. Just drives me up a wall. So many people making fucking videos, I hate Teen Titans Go, rehashing the same points that have been brought up over and over and over again, and there's still people that flock to it. Come on! Dead horse.
Which is why the cartoon community kind of sucks.
And I'll tend to gravitate more towards the positive side of a fandom and just ignore the negative side. Although there are some negative things that I'm like, no. I'm going to address you. But yeah, it's just.
You mean like, I don't know, the furry fandom?
PC asked me about that with the latest OKKO episode, and
Oh, I didn't realize all you guys like actually talk to each other. Besides Headcanon Hive.
Not all the time, but occasionally, yeah. I'm super low maintenance.
I have an active chat with Brain Teaser and Alpaca on Skype. I send messages back and forth with SR on Tumblr and DeviantArt. Have discussions with PC every so often on Tumblr too.
Oh, cool. Because I am in this group called
Robot as well.
PC will usually message me on Tumblr.
I'm in this group called.
I'm always down for talking.
I'm in this group called Ars, and pretty much we have disbanded because we're all busy with our own personal lives. I mean, we all still talk to each other from time to time when we have time for each other, but it just seems like we're all been so busy nowadays.
That tends to be the case. Hell, the other podcasts that I record with every so often, there's been a 2-month hiatus because the guy that runs it, he's been trying to figure out work schedule and all that fun shit. And there's been a long-ass hiatus for Star versus the Forces of Evil.
ARS stands for Awesome Reviewers Squadron Ensemble. And yes, I know ARS is another word for ass. You guys didn't know that.
I did. I use it every once in a while.
Reminding me of the acronym for one of my favorite cartoons of all time, League of Super Evil. Lose. And then fans of the show were called League of Super Evil Recruits. Losers!
It kind of reminds me of Phineas and Ferb, where Dr. Doofenshmirtz had Love Muffin.
Doofenshmirtz, best part of that show. Doof and Perry.
No. This gift set.
What?
I'm trying to look for obscure cartoons to review, and I have named them like in a past live stream, like Robots.
Ow.
Well,
it depends
apparently someone's laugh is sort of like Paradox. SR's labs like Paradox.
What about me and Paradox?
Her boyfriend says sometimes SR's laugh makes me think of Paradox.
Oh, RS, that's me.
Oh. No, my bad. I totally got you confused. I don't know why.
Yeah, all Peridot needs to do now is snort like a pig, and you've got my laugh.
Can you do a Peridot impression?
I cannot.
Can you do a Peridot?
I cannot, but Alpaca can do a spot-on Peridot impression.
Do you at least try?
No.
Aww.
Steven. Yeah, that's the closest you're gonna get.
That was terrible.
The closest I've gotten to doing an impression of a character, supposedly, is Mort from Penguins of Madagascar.
Which one was Mort?
The annoying, big-eyed lemur that obsessed over King Julian.
Oh, right.
I like lemurs. Yeah, that's not a good impression either.
Why does King Julius have his own series on Netflix? I will never understand.
Every DreamWorks movie has a series coming out on Netflix. They made a movie based off of freaking Spirit the Horse, or loosely inspired by and based on it. Yeah, more like loosely inspired by it.
And yet the one show that would actually work, and yet the one movie that would actually work as a series, they're not doing, which is Rise of the Guardians. Like, imagine that in like a Voltron-like style, season-wise.
I also don't get why Disney's making Pixar movies into the shows. I don't get that either.
Money.
Money, 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 money. Hell, Pixar became Disney's money printing machine as soon as they figured out that Cars was one of their most merchandisable properties. That's the only reason why we have 2 more movies and planes and what's next? Helicopters and... No, the next one is going to be trains. They're going to try so hard not to infringe or impede on Thomas the Tank Engine.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
I heard Big Hero 6 was getting his own TV show.
Now that I like. That makes sense.
Yeah, on Disney XD.
Of course it's on Disney XD, God forbid. Ugh. I've never liked the fact that Disney decided to splinter their channel into two separate things. The live action stuff is what's on the main channel, and then all the cartoons are on Disney XD. It's premium channel. You have to shell out extra for that.
Well, you guys think of Tangled?
I like it.
I do too. It's unnecessary, but I like it.
Hell, if they're determined to make a series out of any Disney princess, it was in the similar vein or respect to that one. Yeah, that was not too bad. It's actually expanding on and doing interesting things with what kind of universe they set up with the movies. They're doing something interesting with the show. Plus, they brought back the original voice cast, which is saying something. Since every other movie spin-off series Disney had before, yeah, different voice actors come in because they couldn't get the original cast or... I don't know if any other recent Disney princess movies would be as successful translating to a series as what Tangled was. Maybe wrong on that, but just kind of playing with the idea of what would they do with Princess and the Frog or even Brave or one of those properties. And I don't see it working out quite as well.
Best Disney princess. Just saying.
What?
Star is the best Disney princess, and she deserves her own movie. I want Star versus movie.
Technically, there was a Star versus TV movie with that 4-episode, let's premiere them all at the same time thing.
A TV movie doesn't count.
I know, but
it's like a movie.
That's the best we're going to get with most of the stuff. Hell, wasn't it like pulling teeth just to get Friendship is Magic to the big screen? It'd probably be a tooth pull to get Disney to translate any other TV cartoons to big screen productions too. Actually, that brings up something kind of interesting. The last traditionally animated movie that Disney had in theaters before they originally canned that department for a while was a big screen movie based on a series called Teacher's Pet. There you go! Obscure series review with a very bizarre turn of events. Teacher's Pet. That's a fairly obscure.
Wait,
incredibly.
Was that the cartoon with this dog dressing as a student?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed it is.
It was pretty good. It was a pretty good show.
Okay, because
the movie not so much.
I don't remember the movie much, but I remember the show.
Last time I kind of checked up on Teacher's Pet, somebody was going to the archiving the episodes on YouTube. I'm going to see how far that project has gotten, or if anyone's uploaded any other episodes.
Hello, Alpaca. Alpaca. You know I can't even say it.
Hi, I
Alpaca.
returned.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
We're just talking about Teacher's Pet.
Me. Sorry.
We're just talking about Teacher's Pet.
Oh. I'm tired. I am a tired fluff ball.
I'm kind of tired too. Plus I have homework I should be doing, but I'm not.
Okay, going to start wrapping things up here.
Ow, my arm.
Anybody have any last comments, questions, concerns, musings about the existence of the universe and everything in it?
I have something to say. We're dorks, so watch us. Watch our crap.
Buy my book.
Especially me.
Buy my book!
Like, rate, comment, and subscribe.
Buy my book. Just don't look at my art.
Judge.
Okay.
You hate those 3 words.
I hate when people shamelessly shill their crap at the end of the video, like, rate, comment, subscribe, and dude bro, big rock leaf, flashy, shiny smile, bye. I don't know how else to express the sentiment other than that. It makes me feel kind of gross inside when I watch people do that. I can't blame them. I know why they do it. I just, come on.
It's sad we have to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever does that is just silly. Right,
if you want to support me for free, this is how you could do it.
Yeah, asking people to sub is silly. Sub to my channel, the Cartoon Critic.
The thing is, yeah, it's more the fact that so many people have to do it, or that they have to do it so many times. You can't just get away with putting a title card at the end that says, "Hey, look at my shit." Done.
Some people do that.
That's what I opt for if I can get away with it.
Yeah, I don't think I remember Silver Quill ever asking people to like, comment, and subscribe. He usually puts that like in a title card in the credits.
Love Silver
Okay,
Quill.
so that proves that you can get away with just a title card at the end.
I love Silver Quill.
Going to end on that right there. Going to actually, I need to make a title card like that for Headcanon Hive stuff. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Aloha.
Bye.